So we're bringing our other schoolmaster over now. Actually, it's not our horse, it's just belongs to a friend that has been unwell, and we've had Cloud here with us for a long time now. And Cloud's a cross Frisian. Nice horse, lovely horse, very, very powerful, strong horse. Good work horse, you know, and he enjoys his work. I know that, you know, different people say you should never tie a horse to the wall when you're doing this and that. Well, everybody's got their own ideas, and everybody's, you know, we train young horses, which is a different thing to a horse that's trained and knows its job. So we find this the most safe and sensible way of doing things. If you look at both these horses, they've both got collars around their neck, yeah, and they've also got a halter underneath, yeah. So that's fine. So if you just put him to, then but the purpose of this film is today is so many people have said I've got a set of pair harness, and you know, or I've got 2 sets of harness. How can I make this work? Start, you know, get me all used to. I'd like to drive a tandem. So I'm just saying this is doing it, if you like, on a shoestring or with the equipment most people would have. So like here's a simple thing here, for instance. Now people say, well, we're crazy, why would you do that? Because everything you do with horse, when you touch it in any way, shape or form, you touch the horse, it's all part of its training. So if you look at these shafts going on now, we've got some short britching, but if you look at a short britching, when Marie puts it on and fixes it, it's got a carabiner on the end. Now people say, well, why ever would you have a carabiner on the end? Well, it's not because it's not because we haven't got short britching long enough. We'll have loads of it, and you can see this one's taken up quite a bit, but we want that clonking and bumping about. So when Marie puts that on, she'll give it a rattle. So as the horse is going up the road, there's another noise. That's something else. Now if you say to me, well, why do you want that? Because if something comes undone and bangs against the metal shafts, you know, and anything is possible, isn't it? You know, anything is possible. Just unclip that. Now you've done that to make that noise, and just put it on the inside and coming up to the bottom. So if it goes to the britching now, if you come back to the britching end and just give it a shake. Now obviously if there's a strap round there wouldn't be any noise at all, would there? Also what we've got, another thing we use, we'll show you in a little bit more detail, we've got a trace carrier there coming off the britching. Now what we use, and people laugh at us, you know, and like that, which is fine, just a piece of inner tube from a lorry, and makes absolutely beautiful trace carriers. Obviously not for the show ring or your Sunday drive, but you just fold it through itself like that, pull it up on the ring, and it will give, and it will carry the trace. Got a lot of tolerance and lasts for years. So for young horses, very good idea. We use them on even the trained horses. So what Ree's going to point out to you now, the difference between these 2 sets of harness. So this set on this horse is a set of high tech from Heartlands with some additional bits on it, made a little bit heavier because obviously we do 200 mile a week in the winter time, and well 200 and I think the average is 228, and we're about 100 mile more on that in the summer. But if you look at that ring now, which would take the long britching, yeah, so on a pair harness would take from here up to there long britching. You can show it better on the other horse in a minute, on a pony. So we have these big heavy things put in there, these big D rings put in, and they're stitched both ways so that we can put the trace onto there, yeah. Now that's very much the same as having a buckle at the end of your pad and having a spoon on there and connecting to that, which we'll show you in the other video, which goes into a lot more. It'll be quite a long thing when it's made up, probably, you know, I don't know, be a couple of hours just going through everything. But this is just everyday stuff that we can use. Okay, so this is George's harness. Now, what I'm presuming that you've got a set of pair harness. I mean, obviously you're going to put a tandem in, you need 2 ponies, but it could be 2 different people decide to put their ponies together. So if you've got a set of pair harness, obviously you've got some pole straps. And that's what we're going to use to extend the length of the trace. And I'm going to show you how we do that. So I could bring you out now a set of tandem harness all set up to do it, but you're talking of many thousands of pounds for a set of tandem harness, you know, especially show stuff. So just showing you how you can get going and have a little try. So this is the standard end on a set. It's different on some harness. You might be a round ring on yours. On this particular Heartland stuff, these are quite good. So they go in there, bit on there, you put that through there. So that's your buckle and gives you adjustment up and down, and that's where you'd put on your quick release. So we're going to remove that. We're going to take a pole strap here. I already know through experience how long it wants to be roughly, so I know I can take this one all the way up to the top there. And then come through down here. So if we go over to one I've already done, let's put this one on here so we don't lose it. Back up. So this one we've already done. So you can see we've buckled on. This is the trace, the top one. Underneath is the pole strap. This back keeper won't matter because it's going to be nowhere near the horse. It's not going to rub him. Come back down here. We've tucked that in there to keep it tidy. We've come down here. So what was on the end of the trace is now on the end of the pole strap, and we put a quick release on. Yeah? I'll just go through that one more time. This is the trace. Originally, it would have looked like that, basically. You know, that would have been on there and that would connect. Okay, so we've extended it by quite an amount if you look. Yeah, probably 18 inches, and that would vary on, you know, what horses you was doing. But basically now we've got some longer traces. Are they strong enough? Well, if they're strong enough to hold back a cart, 2 pole straps, then they're strong enough to do this job. Okay, so as I say, at the risk of repeating myself, we're going to make a long film using proper equipment and show you even the different ways, the continental way, our way, and of how to harness it correctly. But for someone just getting going and seeing, you know, this isn't a way that you can do it safely. I'll be showing you with the Swingletree at the back, and these are the traces that got to be extended. That's my baby. While I'm here, I'm just going to show you this. This is the normal size little square you'd have sewn on here. Can you see? To take your long britching here, which obviously joins up at the back. If we come over to Cloud here, we have these great big heavy D's sewn in. You see a cross stitch here, a gate stitch you call it. One in the front, pieces of spacers behind. So this will take a tremendous amount of weight. Yeah. So what we're doing when we connect one to the other, we're extending the trace all the way back to the vehicle, and they can pull an equal amount of weight each. There's your good baby.